For 46 years, I thought I was being a good, devoted wife. I stayed silent when I should have spoken. I kept the peace at the cost of my own joy. But on his deathbed, my husband whispered something to me that shattered my entire world and made me realize I had wasted almost half a century. Listen closely, my dear, because I do not want you to make the same heartbreaking mistake I did. Hello, my sweet child. Come here. Sit down next to me for a moment. Let me look at you. You have so much life ahead of you, so much bright light in your eyes. When you get to be my age, 82 years old, with hands that show the map of a long, long life, you spend a lot of time looking backward. I have been thinking a lot lately about time, how it slips through our fingers like fine sand, how we trade our precious days for things, and sometimes for people who do not truly value us. Today I need to tell you a story, a very personal, painful story. It is about my late husband, Arthur, and the 46 years we spent together under the same roof. I want you to hear this before you give your heart, your energy, and your entire life away to someone who only loves what you do for them and not who you truly are. Make yourself a cup of tea, wrap up in a warm blanket, and listen to an old woman's heart. Arthur and I married in the spring of 1974. Oh, I was so young back then, so incredibly full of dreams and hope. In the beginning, it felt like a wonderful fairy tale. We built a home, we settled into our lives. But as the years rolled on, the fairy tale slowly faded into a quiet, relentless routine of servitude. I became the peacemaker in our house, the one who apologized even when he was the one who was angry, the one who made sure his dinner was perfectly hot, his shirts were impeccably pressed, and his ever-changing moods were carefully managed. I thought that was love. I truly thought, this is what a strong woman does. She holds her family together no matter what. Arthur was not a monster, my dear. He did not raise his hand to me, but there is a distinct cruelty and indifference that leaves invisible bruises on your soul. He never asked about my day. He never noticed when I was quietly crying in the kitchen while washing the dishes. If I ever expressed a desire, a hobby, or a dream, he would dismiss it with a careless wave of his hand. "Do not be silly, Martha," he would say. "We have enough on our plate." So I silenced myself. I shrank my entire world to fit into his. I gave up painting, a passion that once made my heart sing. I stopped visiting my sister as much because he found her too loud and irritating. I gave him my youth, my middle age, and the twilight of my life. I convinced myself that my endless sacrifice was honorable. I wore my exhaustion like a crown. Then came his final days. He fell ill very suddenly. We spent weeks in that cold, sterile hospital room. I never left his side, not once. I held his frail hand, wiped his brow, prayed to the heavens for a miracle. On his final night, the machines were quiet. The room was heavy with the scent of endings. He opened his eyes, looked at me, and I leaned in. My heart pounded. I expected to hear, "I love you," or "Thank you for everything, Martha." Instead, he pulled me close, his voice raspy and cold, and he whispered, "Martha, I never wanted this life. I stayed because it was easy. You just made everything so convenient." Long pause. And then he closed his eyes. The next morning he was gone. Convenient. That was the word that echoed in my head as I stood in the freezing rain by his grave. Convenient. Not cherished, not adored, not a partner in life. I was a convenience, a comfortable armchair he never had to think about. In that devastating moment, a realization washed over me that almost took me to my knees. I had wasted 46 years pouring my beautiful soul into a cup with a hole in the bottom, hole in. My dear, please listen to me now. Look at me. Do not ever spend your life being someone's convenience. So many of us, especially women, are taught from a young age that our value lies in how much pain we can endure. We tolerate disrespect, emotional neglect, and coldness because we are afraid of being alone, or because we arrogantly think we can love someone into treating us better. Let me tell you a hard truth. You cannot love someone into loving you back. If someone does not see your worth, no amount of sacrifice, no amount of perfect dinners or quiet apologies will make them open their eyes. They will just take and take and take until you are completely empty. You must know your own worth before you allow anyone else to appraise you. True love is not a test of endurance. It is not about walking on eggshells for decades just to keep the peace in a silent house. True love is a partnership. It is someone who sees your fire and brings you wood, not someone who blows it out because the smoke bothers them. I spent 46 years shrinking my personality, hiding my tears, and muting my laughter so Arthur would not be uncomfortable. And in the end, it did not even matter to him. He just liked the comfort of a maid who did not complain. Do not let anyone reduce your vibrant, beautiful, radiant soul to a mere convenience. Sometimes I sit by the window with my morning tea, looking out at the blooming garden, and I cry. I cry for the young girl who loved to paint landscapes. I cry for the years I spent looking in the mirror, wondering why I was not enough, when the truth was, I was giving my everything to someone who simply lacked the capacity to appreciate it. But I also feel a strange, profound sense of peace now, because those last words, as unimaginably painful as they were, set me free. They broke the heavy illusion I had carried for a lifetime. They allowed me to finally stop trying to earn a love that was never there to begin with. Since he passed, I went to the store and bought myself some canvases. I picked up my brushes again. My hands shake a little now, and my eyes are not as sharp as they used to be. But let me tell you, my dear, the colors are still as bright. I am learning, at 82 years old, what it means to finally live for myself. It is a late blossom, I know, but it is such a sweet one. I tell you this painful story because you still have time. You do not have to wait until you are 80 to start living for yourself. You do not have to wait for someone's dying words to realize you deserve so much better than bare minimum. If you are with someone who makes you feel invisible, walk away. It takes immense silent strength to pack up your love and leave a table where respect is no longer being served. It will hurt, yes. The loneliness might feel heavy at first, but the pain of starting over is absolutely nothing compared to the pain of wasting your one beautiful, irreplaceable life on someone who treats you like an afterthought. You are a masterpiece, my child. Never let anyone treat you like a convenience store where they just pop in to take what they need and leave you empty. Trust an old woman who learned this the hard, agonizing way. Protect your peace, fiercely guard your heart, know your immense value, and never, ever be afraid to stand alone. You are stronger than you think, and you are entirely worthy of a love that celebrates your very existence. If my words touched your heart today, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below for me. Tell me, have you ever settled for less than you deserve? Have you ever had to find the courage to walk away? Let us talk about it together in the comments. Share this video with a friend, a daughter, or anyone who needs a gentle reminder of their worth today. And always remember, my dear, you are so deeply, beautifully loved. Until next time, take care of your precious heart.